Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Xcode and setting up our schemes to basically support different kind of localizations. So what first thing we're going to do is basically create a project. So I've already created a project for myself, and this project has basically simply nothing. It's just like brand new created project that came out of template, and this is what Xcode actually provides to you. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is set up our Xcode to support different kind of locales. And now there are a couple of ways that you can actually do that. So if I run my this newly created project into into a simulator for iPhone XR, and let me bring that to the screen. So what you see basically, if you go on the screen on the home page, you can go into the settings, you can go into general and language and region, and you can actually choose the primary language for your iPhone. And there are various different languages that are available in the list, and you can choose any of them. You simply just apply. So let's say, for example, if I choose Hindi, let's see, let's search for Hindi, and if I choose that and apply done, now I say change to Hindi. Now it's gonna take a little bit time to basically convert this whole simulator into that language, and then there you go. All your things are actually changed according to that language. So as you can see, even the calendar has been changed with that language. So what you can do is basically change that language and region, and then have your basically test your app for that particular language if your app is looking fine in that or not. Now that's a long way. I mean, there are a few things that we'd have to go and basically do that for, but not right now. Actually, right now we are gonna do basically something that's a little bit simpler than changing this language, the entire system's language. And as you can see, this process takes a bit time, and every single time you're making one change and coming back and looking at that change, it's gonna be too much hassle. So for that reason, there is a better way, and I'm gonna show you that better way right now. All right, so what you can do is you can go into your Xcode, create, basically click on the target and click on your edit scheme. Okay, so now what you can do here is you can go and say manage schemes, and you can select the existing scheme and simply add a new one. Now new one is going to create a copy of this, so you can simply say let's say you want to support Hindi for our example, another language. So you're going to say HI, and I also want to support French, so I'm going to say FR. So I actually use the abbreviation for the region just to distinguish between these two. That way you're clear what kind of language it's going to support. So FR for France, HI for Hindi, FR for French actually, and HI for Hindi. That's what it is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select that new target, click edit, and then we're going to go into run options, and for the application language we're going to change it from system language to the language that we are targeting for. So we're going to select Hindi for this case, and we're going to select the region, and the region is India. Okay, so that change is done. We're going to simply close this one, and we're going to go back and do the same thing for France. So we're going to say manage schemes, select France, click edit, and then we're going to change the under options, we're going to change the language to be French and region to be France. Okay, and we can simply close that. Now French can be spoken in France, or it's another language of Canada, so you can actually choose that. And there are different abbreviations, so if you look for, like, regional abbreviations or a regional internationalization code for your locale, then you're gonna find, like, a list of them listed there, and we're gonna actually see some of those, like, when we're gonna work with them, when we can actually specify our identifier and stuff. So I'm gonna actually show you, like, how you can get that information from iOS itself and actually print it out and use it basically for various different purposes. So we're gonna take a look when we get to that point. But yeah, this is how you can actually basically choose different settings, different schemes. And now all you need to do is basically select that particular region, launch your app, and basically just you're good to go. So you're gonna see your changes in there. Now in our case, we haven't actually really created anything yet, which is why we don't have anything. So we're not all three settings, all three schemes are going to display the same setting, but we're going to actually change that pretty soon. So as a matter of fact, we're going to change it in the next video. So let's go ahead and hop on to the next video, and we're going to take a look how we can internationalize our strings using some simple techniques. Okay, so we're gonna use some macros and stuff, and we're gonna actually talk about those. So let's go ahead and jump on the next video, and we're gonna talk about it. Okay, thank you.